And welcome back, everybody, to the Freaking Awesome Podcast, and this is episode 41.
Yeah, man. Let's kill that bass head. Alright, let's do this. I'm on the air, we got this podcast flow. It's me and Tony on the mics, we gotta let you know of current events, little gaming, sprinkling some entertainment. We stay humble, but our moms still think we're famous. Turn up the bass and baby, maybe let that magic flow. Our spoken word is all the things you really wanna know. Having a good time on the show, T-Bows and Matty G. Tune in and hit subscribe and join us on the FAP.
Welcome, everybody, to the Freaking Awesome Podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Bowes, and sitting virtually across from me is Matty G.
Hey.
How you doing today, Matty G?
Oh, not too bad. How about you, buddy?
Oh, hanging in there. You know, COVID's still not getting me down yet. As long as the show keeps going, I don't feel that isolated.
Good.
Yeah. Today we have a very special guest. He is an actor of the trade, and he has done several, actually many things under his belt. One that, of course, always comes to mind is the fact that he was on MacGyver. Now, not the original one with Richard Dean Anderson, but the new version of MacGyver. So maybe we'll get a chance to talk to him about that. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce Eric Morris. Eric, thanks for joining us today.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me on.
That's exciting for us. It was funny. We were I was giving a little rundown with Matty G earlier today, so he was looking up your IMDb, and I think he was rather smitten with your photographs. So.
Yeah, I was like, I ain't gay, but if I was.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
So
yeah, it's all in the makeup and the lighting, man.
Oh,
yeah. That's what I tell my wife.
Yeah, that's what she says to you too. Oh goodness, Matty G, let's jump into the news, shall we?
Alrighty, first article. Man wears KKK hood as a mask to go shopping in California.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so already off to a good start. So the article reads, people in San Diego are supposed to be very chill, but one shopper definitely didn't get the memo. The day after San Diegans were told that to wear face coverings in public, emphasis on face coverings, one man made a ridiculous choice. He went to a grocery store wearing a Ku Klux Klan hood. The man was reportedly asked to move and by staff to take off the hood, or he had to leave the Vaughn supermarket in the San Diego County City. This was Saturday.
Okay.
According to the San Diego Union Tribune, which is their local newspaper in that area, he didn't unmask until he was approached by a supervisor in the checkout line. So, before I read the rest of the article, it's like you had your mask on. Everybody's now pissed off, and they're judging you. And then you take your mask off so everybody knows who the asshole is inside of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
at this point, if you're committed to keeping that thing on, you might as well keep it on.
So, anyways, yeah, I mean, in for a penny, in for a pound, right?
Yeah.
So,
well, let's hope you're not that unliked in your neighborhood, especially if people now know who you are. Let me tell you, you're going to be the hated person in the neighborhood.
It's crazy, man. So, anyways, he eventually did take the mask off and he did leave the store peacefully. But I guess the mayor put out a statement saying that basically there's a zero tolerance for that type of behavior, and now the sheriff's department is investigating it as a hate crime. So,
okay, well,
yeah,
rightfully so.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
San Diego's got the local Klansmen. I'd say, I don't know what to say about that. That's crazy.
Yeah. You know, of all the masks and all the things that are happening out there, I guess part of me has kind of thought, I'm surprised this hasn't happened sooner. But at the same time, I'm still surprised that it happened.
That's a pretty tough. What the guy was thinking, man. Come on now.
It's like, and I get why they had to use, face covering loosely, because some people can't find N95 masks and stuff like that. So people are getting creative, and as long as you have something, protecting, it's essentially, saliva mixed with air is what you're protecting. You're keeping it to yourself. So people are getting creative. So I get why they kind of went general, but like, I didn't think that they, sorry about that. I didn't think that they meant just, anything.
Yeah, for sure.
Like a Klan's hood.
Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah. It's definitely going to the extreme. That's for sure.
Yeah, man. I see somebody wearing a Jason Friday the 13th hockey mask around or something. Crazy. I tell you what, man. That's
It's true. I mean, that actually probably would have been more accepted.
Probably so. Yeah, at least it's goodness gracious. That's crazy. I can't believe the man done that. It's wow.
Right?
Yeah. All right. Well, my first news article. I got to tell you, mine are a little bit more. Maybe a little bit more relaxed than we normally have on here, or a little less risque. But both mine were Canadian news, so I thought this was quite fun for us, because we're very rare on some crazy stuff that happens in Canada. So go figure. My article title reads: After reports of an alligator being spotted in Brampton, investigators conclude it was a beaver. Now,
what a mistake.
So, first of all, when I read the title, I was like, how does anybody get that confused at all, ever? But the Peel police say that it was a beaver that was spotted crawling around in a storm drainage near Credit View in James Potter Roads on Brampton late Friday night, not an alligator. The police responded to calls around 8:30 p.m. to a few people who saw an alligator swimming in a drainage pond within the Demata Park in Brampton. Constable Menon said that people reported 5 to 6 foot gator in the drainage pond in the area. Now, 5 to 6 feet, like that's a really big beaver, or all these people were high as balls. Because to mix them up and then also to get that size wrong, that's like the size of a car for a beaver.
I'm saying, crazy, man.
Yeah.
Maybe he was bald. Maybe he was a bald beaver.
Right.
And had a little. He did have no hair. I mean, he's a gator with a beaver.
Yeah, that beaver grew up beside a nuclear power plant.
And then, of course, after a few of the videos of the creature had surfaced on social medias, the animal was determined to be a beaver and not an alligator. And I think they just dismissed this as being some Brampton stupidness.
So, this was in Canada?
Yeah, that was a Canadian one. So, and if anything, we of all people should know who a beaver is, right?
Man,
yeah.
Polar gator.
Right. well, here's something that it's like emblazoned on the back of our nickel, and people still don't know what it is. That's because we've all moved to plastic, and nobody sees spare change anymore.
No,
right?
Bank is just a digital number, man.
Yep, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Maddie, what's your next one?
Okay, so this one's a little controversial, actually. So, but I thought I'd grab it. So,
right.
The Israeli military puts a kibosh on dancing soldiers after a clip goes viral.
Huh.
So, yeah. So this one's actually quite interesting. So Israel's military has decided to end the drafting of soldiers as dancers in its entertainment troops after a video of 2 male conscripts gyrating on stage prompted criticism that their performance was unbecoming. Most Israelis are conscripted into the armed forces when they turn 18 for a period of 2 to 3 years. A few with particular athletic or artistic skills are allowed to continue these pursuits as part of their military service. So right. I watched the video, and basically it's a female artist, amazing singer, and she had 2 male backup dancers. And they were putting on like a little concert for the troops and stuff like that. So honestly, like the males were dancing a little provocatively, I guess.
Okay.
But I don't know, man. Like people, the performance was good. I have to say it was good. Like, it was well done. So I guess what had happened was, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I think that's a cultural thing though, right? Because it's Israel. I don't think that type of behavior with men is considered acceptable for them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's 2020, Israel. Come on.
Yeah. Well, not everybody is going to get on that bandwagon right away.
No, I don't think. Yeah, they're not going to be hashtagging or anything. I don't think over there. So, so senior officers didn't like the sight of the men dancing in the military fatigues, because they were wearing their military fatigues as they were on base when they were doing the concert. And they felt, it was reported that they felt that it was disgraceful to the military. The comments online were also so critical. Like, some people were saying, we might as well just raise the white flag already. Do we have a chance in the next war? Like, they were just being overly critical of it.
Wow.
So the chief of personnel completely shelved the entire initiative. So
that's a little over the top.
Yeah, it's pretty friggin' sad, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, it was good that they allowed people to kind of branch out and do their own thing and pursue the arts, because it is important for sure.
Yep.
But completely killing the program over, a viral that actually was a pretty decent performance. It's kind of sad.
It's an odd thing to be drafted into the military and to do the arts, which I think is cool. But at the same token, I guess, they're going to draw the line of, hey, we don't want you dancing a certain way if you're a man. I mean, that's
100%.
That's right either. It's kind of weird, man.
Yep. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. All right. So my next article, this article was Stormtrooper trying to get customers' attention taken down by officers in Canada. So callers had reported seeing a weapon being carried by an employee who had been trying to drum up business for a restaurant that got hit hard by the coronavirus. This restaurant, which is actually its name is the Coco Vanilla Galactic Cantina. So obviously big Star Wars fan, but I think it dabbles in a little other things, Marvels and all the fan fiction kind of things. But the restaurant employee was wearing a really expensive, like a $1,200, very realistic Stormtrooper outfit, and was basically out trying to drum up business for their Star Wars theme May the 4th day. And the employee had been basically detained in by officers after they had been reported by 911 that someone was carrying a gun. The employee who was carrying a plastic blaster had been basically just trying to go about drumming up the business when she was approached by the officers. Now, the officers had basically told her to get to her knees and drop to the ground. But the worker, who of course was wearing the full outfit, was trying to explain that because of how stiff and realistic the outfit was, she just couldn't get to her knees.
I can see that.
Yeah, so they, she had dropped the gun, but they kept telling her that, she had to get down. And of course, they literally drove this girl to tears when eventually the officers could hear her sobbing through the mask. And of course, there's people who'd videoed and they'd handcuffed her and everything. In a statement, though, the woman, the police are trying to say the woman didn't comply initially with the officers, but the videos out there were actually kind of going against what that was saying and saying, no, she totally complied. She let go of the weapon right away. She tried to explain that, she couldn't get to her knees and lie on the ground with the outfit on. But it was of course confirmed that it was a fake plastic gun and that police would maybe have gone a little bit over the top in this thing. Now, the owner of the restaurant had basically was, the girl that was in the Stormtrooper outfit for Star Wars, apparently doesn't even like Star Wars. And her boss was trying to convince her to get into this and get into the role. And he thinks that maybe after this, she may never like Star Wars. Now, the other thing that's kind of funny about this is William Shatner, of course, who's a Canadian actor and from Star Trek series, had seen this and actually had posted on social media stating out basically to the his comment was, "Captain's logs.